Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's live stream. One day on these live streams, I'm going to have a camera that can focus on my face, but for now, we'll just let it focus on my hand. Okay, all right. So today we are going to be talking about a little bit of streaming news. I'll have some special guests a little bit later in the stream as we go. But let's start out with what the topic of the day is, and that is live TV. Is live TV making a comeback? It seems like you look at some of these services, whether it's Roku or Pluto or something like that, and it seems like, man, these are really popular. Is live TV going to make a comeback? Maybe, but we'll talk about that. Okay, so before I get started, don't forget to head up here to Reviews.org/giveaways. Now, there was a hiccup with the website sometime in the last week or so. And I know that page kind of, I don't know if it was fully down or if it just wasn't properly accepting giveaway entries, whatever. And so I know we only got a few in there. Some of you were lucky enough to get your names in the hat, but a lot of you who tried to do so weren't able to. Well, that's all fixed now. And in fact, we're going to extend the giveaway another week. And I need to verify. I think are we picking 2 winners, or we're just picking? No, we're just picking 1 winner, but we're extending it another week to give you all a chance to jump in and get your names in the hat. What is it? A Disney Plus 1-year subscription, I think it is. So yeah, go to that page. You can check it out. The link is in the description here on YouTube or on Facebook. Okay, so with that out of the way, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, streaming news of the day. So this is it's a question that comes up a lot as I'm hunting around on the internet, as I'm reading other people's stuff, watching other YouTuber stuff. The question is live TV making a comeback? And here's why this is a question. Here, let me see if I can pull this this page up here. There we go. All right, so this is over on Gizmodo. Roku's live TV zone brings cable's mindless scroll to cord cutting, and we're going to get to this live TV zone in just a moment. But basically, all this is this news piece. I don't mean to be flippant. It is a news piece. It's just kind of announcing that, yeah, Roku has a live TV channel guide or a live TV zone, and I'm going to show you what that is in just a moment. And so stuff like this, you get announcements like this, and then people start wondering, like, oh gosh, people they love the live TV, right? And so I'm curious what how you guys feel about live TV. So hit that chat box. Let me know if live TV, I'm not talking about cable or satellite, whatever, is live TV still a draw to you outside of sports? Okay, so the reason I say outside of sports is because you also get stories like this one, and I apologize, this one is mostly going to be the headline because I'm not signed into my any account here. So this is New York Business Journal. Oh, you know what? Let's get rid of that thing. So it's a hide. Okay, we're gonna hide that. Okay. So now that we got rid of that, okay, cord cutting is accelerating, but sports see slower rate of erosion. Okay, so this is why when people say, hey, live TV is making a comeback, I'm like, well, okay, maybe. But yeah, we'll get more into this. Sports is seeing a slower rate of erosion. Yeah, I'm not going to pay $4 so you guys can read this. But there are a lot of articles like this one. I just kind of came across this a few seconds ago. Okay, so what are they talking about with the Roku Live TV thing? Well, if you're a Fire TV user, you've already seen something like this. Apple TV has something like this. What I know Google TV does, but now Roku does as well. So right over here, over my shoulder, you can see my Roku. Now, usually I'm very low tech and can't do what I'm about to do, but you guys, I'm super fancy today. I'm super fancy. Check it out. Okay, I've got my TV screen right here for you now. So this is how fancy I am. Let's blow it up a little bit more. All right, so what are we talking about? Well, just this week, Roku launched a new feature right down here called Live TV, the Live TV Zone. Okay, and so it's like, wow, Roku is actually investing something in here, and they are, and I think it makes sense, and I'll tell you why. And why we shouldn't get too excited about live TV in just a moment. All right, so what is it? We come over here. The first thing you're going to see is this live TV channel guide. And so if you click on this, it takes you to Roku TV, or sorry, the Roku channel, I should say. The Roku channel, let's mute that. it gives you the Roku channel, and it gives you this. This is what they're talking about in that news piece: the mindless scroll of cable, right? So you can kind of mindlessly scroll through this. I guess they're calling it channel surfing, right? The mindless scroll of cable. That's just channel surfing. So Roku's got one of these now. I mean, they've had this for a while, but they've got it integrated now with their live TV zone, and now you can get individual channels that pop up here. You can sign into whatever services you've got. I think I'm signed into Fubo right now, and I kind of wish that it would just show me my Fubo channels right here. But oh well, maybe one day. Because I think you can do that on Fire TV. I think you can do it on Google TV, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, but yeah, you can scroll down here and see, okay, well, I can get live sports via subscription, some free sports channels, et cetera, et cetera. This whole zone of live TV. So what's going on here? All right, now I'm going to go to the chat and see what you guys have to say about this, just so that I can make sure I'm keeping up with you. Okay, so let's see. William, Rhonda, George, Billy, hello everybody, Reliance, George, I did not miss you, not at all. I just no. yeah, I'm just messing with you. All right, Sylvia, Doug, hello, let's go. All right. Ashley says nope. I assume you're talking about live TV. Is live TV much of a thing? No, not really. Okay. I think live TV and on demand both have a place. All right, I agree with that very general statement. All right. Let's see. Space Ghost still watches lots of live TV, especially Smithsonian, Nat Geo, etc. The habit of channel surfing is hard to break. I think they're great to pop in for a few minutes for background noise. All right, that's. I think that's a very fair statement. Let's see. Michael says live TV is good if it's free, but if we're talking about premium live TV subscriptions, it's not really worth the $65 or $70 a month. I agree with that too. So let's see. Sylvia watches most, but mostly on demand. Watches both because I can speak. I speak professionally for a living, so I know how to do that. I watch both, but mostly on demand. No one wants to pay for channels they don't watch. You can pay for sports on Hulu when you want with no comment or. You can pay for sports on Hulu when with no commitment, I think you mean. 1 month, you have the money for subscription. Another, you don't. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's pretty great. Okay, so with all that being said, I was curious to hear what you guys think about live TV and whether it's still a thing. Sounds like for some of you it kind of is. It's not as much of a thing as it was. And I know we've got a group of pretty serious cord cutters here, so our sample is not representative of the general population. I think it's safe to say. So here's my take on it. Roku has things like this. Let's blow it up a little bit again. Okay, so Roku has pages like this, the live TV zone. Like I said, Google TV has it, Fire TV has it. And the reason that they do this is it's not to attract. How do I put this? It's not for serious cord cutters for the most part, with definitely some exceptions. I mean, I log into these services from time to time. I'd say I'm a pretty serious cord cutter. And so I'm making general sweeping statements, but if you're the exception, go ahead and just note that you're the exception. But this isn't, they're not doing something like this for serious cord cutters who are, who've been doing it for years and understand how the Roku system works or whatever. It's not so that you finally go, oh my gosh, they have a whole live TV section with some exceptions. And I might get to that in a second. This is for people who haven't cut the cord yet and who are nervous about it. Who was it that said just a moment ago, Michael says the habit of channel surfing is hard to break. Absolutely. I think this is like a really, really key statement. So why do services put these live TV zones together? It's because channel surfing is a hard habit to break. I think that's right on the money. And so this is for somebody, maybe somebody who's a little bit older, or even if they're not older, they're just, they don't really want to change the way that they watch TV. And so Roku can now say, hey, look, you don't even have to worry about that. You just go to your home page on Roku, and instead of coming over here it's right there too, but you don't have to have that there, but instead of right on your front page or on your home page, you don't click on those icons there, come right down here to live TV and it's the exact same thing that you're used to. It's the same kind of experience that you had on cable, where now you've got the channel surfing capability, right? So that's my take. I'm not in the room with the suits at Roku, although I'd be happy to. Give me a call, Roku. I'm available. Like and subscribe. Invite me to your meetings. That'd be great. But I'm not there, so I don't know exactly why. But that's my take on it. I'm guessing it's to pull in people who are still a little reticent about cord cutting. They don't want to get rid of it because again, the other thing that Michael says here is it's great to pop in for a few minutes for background noise. I know this was a thing for my own parents where I said, hey, here's how much money you can save. Here's the benefits to you. And they're like, yeah, but with Xfinity, whatever, I can have 3 different receivers throughout the house, and I can just kind of like have it on. I can have on news or cooking shows or whatever, just throughout the day. I think that's a big thing for a lot of people. So totally fair. Anyway, all right, let's see what you guys have to say about all this. Let's see. I'm nervous. Get a dog. Oh my. Am I nervous? I'm not actually. My mouth goes faster than my brain sometimes. Sorry about that. Let's see. Hello from Boca Raton. Nice. I worked with somebody from Boca Raton once. She's one of the worst people I know. I do not take that as a reflection on Boca Raton. So, hello. Okay. All right. I like the live TV Roku added. Think you can make some of the cord cutters still thinking about it. Some on the fence, I think maybe you're saying on the fence cord cutters still thinking about it. They make the jump and help current cord cutters remember their cable scrolling days. Yeah, that's true. So this is my thing. Roy says live TV for sports only, use an antenna. Yeah, it's live TV for sports is the big thing. And that was the other we shouldn't be watching TV right now. Okay. Why am I lost my train of thought. Thanks, TV. Jeez. Oh well, I'll come back to that. I'm sure I'll think of it. Reruns of old shows. Yeah. There are apps for that even, but not all of them are as awesome as they could be. Let's see. If I just don't get it. What's the big deal about Roku? I much prefer Fire Stick. Hey, everybody's got their preferences. I've got a bunch of devices plugged into this TV over here, and I find myself often switching between them because for some things, Fire Stick is better. For some things, my Apple TV is better. For others, my Roku is better. So yeah. So whatever your preference is, that's great. Best thing I ever did was cut the cord. I saved a ton of money. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of it, right? I mean, it's half the point of it. Half of it is saving money, and the other half is getting out of contracts, as far as I'm concerned. So, okay. So anyway, that's my take on it. Is this is why everybody's doing live TV. So is live TV making a comeback? I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong. But I don't think live TV is making a comeback per se. I think this is just part of kind of easing us, like by we, I mean society. It's easing us into cord cutting as the norm. So for those who are used to the old style, live TV gives them these new. Gosh, I'm pointing at the wrong things. These live TV guides or live TV zones, as Roku would have it, gives people a chance to kind of recapture that experience if they prefer it. So anyway, there we go. All right, let's see if there are any other news items for us to go over today. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting one. Speaking of Roku, all right, oh gosh, can we please not? Man, ads. I'll tell you what, you guys, ads online. Autoplay video ads. Not my favorite. Okay. So let's stick with Roku for just a moment, because I do think this is interesting, not in itself. Like, I don't really care about this docuseries per se, but I am really interested in the fact that Roku is continuing to put some time and money into Roku originals. So yeah, if you're interested in this, you can go check it out. Let's see, what's the 8-part docuseries based on the best-selling book Chasing the Scream: The First and Last Days of the War on Drugs, narrated by Samuel L. Jackson. So there you go. Yeah, if that's interesting to you, to you, great. What's more interesting to me is just kind of what it represents. Is that Roku is still going to be investing in that. So for somebody like who was it? First of all, that's hilarious. Boca Raton literally means rat's mouth in Spanish. Yeah, okay. For Paul, who said, "What's the big deal about Roku? I prefer Fire Stick." Well, yeah. I mean, it's in some ways, it's eventually going to come down to whose content you like better. If you're, I mean, you can actually get the Roku channel on your Fire Stick, and you can get Prime Video on your Roku, of course. But maybe if you're like, what, I'm watching Prime Video all the time, so I might as well just use their device, so I know it works with it all the time perfectly. Like that's fine. And the same could be true of Roku as well at some point. Goodness, this TV keeps wanting to play TV. All right. So yeah, that's an interesting one to keep track of. And then here's this one, Nielsen streaming. All right. So I loved this story just because, again, we're a bunch of relatively serious cord cutters here. So it's interesting to see what happens with the general public as far as streaming, cord cutting. Nielsen says the streaming time, the time we spent streaming, hit an all-time weekly high in December, beating out pandemic March 2020 numbers. So obviously it's been a long, almost 2 years, right? With the pandemic situation, and we're all trying to, entertain ourselves. But those first few weeks at home back in March, April 2020, I'm sure you guys remember it, nobody knew what was going on. And so nobody left home if they could at all help it. And so the streaming numbers were huge in those 2 months in 2020. And now it says that we've surpassed that. So let's see. U.S. viewers spending 183 billion minutes in front of their TVs during the week of Christmas. That's amazing. Amazing. So March 2020, viewers clocked 160 billion minutes, as well as a whopping 178 during the week of Thanksgiving just a month earlier. Okay, so I think that's a month earlier than this latest Christmas. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool. So thanks to Cord Cutters News for tracking that down, doing a little write up on that. That's pretty cool to see. Anyway, so yeah, it's looking like cord cutting picking up steam. All right, let's see what you got here. So here's what we're going to do for this stream. Now that we've gone through a few news items, I mentioned I will have some special guests coming up. Hopefully, I sent a link. We'll see if they join. They're supposed to join about half past the hour. So what do they call it at the bottom of the hour? But for now, we can do a little Q&A. I can chat with you guys about that, and we'll see if our guests join us. So let's see. What are my thoughts on Samsung Live TV? I think it's the same as all the other live TV authors. I don't know anything about Samsung Live TV. You'll have to tell me a little bit about it, Ashley. Because I don't use a Samsung TV. I don't really use, gosh, do I have any Samsung products? I used to have their phone, but I don't anymore. So yeah, I'm curious to hear more about it. I haven't kept track of Samsung on this one. All right. So yeah, most original content is moving to streaming as opposed to cable. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. If you throw network in there, then it's more debatable. But yeah, there's just a glut of original content on streaming. I think of something like was it Yellowstone? So whichever network, the Paramount network has a massive hit with Yellowstone, and they're like, hey, what are we going to do? We're going to do spin-off shows, right? And so instead of putting a bunch of spin-off shows on the Paramount network, they keep their main thing on the Paramount network, but then they do, what do they got? 2 spin-off shows? I think one is going or almost going, and then another one announced, and those are all on streaming on their streaming partners or platforms. So yeah, it seems like it's going that way quite a bit. Let's see. Pluto TV is great, says George. I wish they added local channels like CBS, ABC, etc. Yeah, there's so many things to consider with that as far as contracts, and I don't get how it all works, because I don't know if you guys could tell by the hoodie, but I'm not a lawyer, so you know. All right, let's see. TV stations are too greedy. They're dead. They just don't know yet. Well, I don't know about that. I tell that to the AM radio stations that are still kicking, that still make money. so, I don't know about that. I think with so many things, it's about change more than it's about dying, right? And so TV stations are certainly going through a lot of change right now. It used to be that the classic comedy is Anchorman, right? The Legend of Ron Burgundy, and what it was talking about was a real thing, that your local news anchor was a major celebrity. A generation or two ago, everybody knew who they were. You see them around town. Oh my gosh, it's the local TV celebrity guy. And that's not really much of a thing anymore. But that doesn't mean that the TV stations are going to die. It just means that they're going through changes, right? So, what about ad block? Yeah, I don't have it installed on that particular browser. So, how do I feel about TiVo? That's an interesting question. I'll try to answer this real quick. From Aaron, how do I feel about TiVo? Well, first of all, I feel like you have an excellent avatar, the Mariner Moose and the Seahawk. That's fantastic. Seattle native here, so salute. Okay, what was I going to say? How do I feel about TiVo? Okay, TiVo was absolutely revolutionary 20 years ago, right? With give or take. About 20 years ago, TiVo comes in with this DVR, the digital video recorder, I think it was called, and so you could record your shows and then watch them later. You used to be able to do the same thing on VCR, but now it's digital. And all the distributors, all the content creators out there, the studios, they were freaking out. Oh gosh, people are going to be avoiding commercials. It hurts our product, whatever. But with an innovation like DVR, once the cat's out of the bag, you can't put it back in. So that was really cool that they innovated like that. And then once cord cutting really got ahead of steam behind it 10 years later, then TiVo it lost its relevance. And then they made a really cool push for relevance again. 2 years ago, I want to say, when they released their own streaming device, the TiVo Stream 4K. And I reviewed it at the time. I plugged it in thinking, oh, okay, sure, TiVo is going to try to be relevant, so they're going to send out this streaming device. Great. And I just thought, no, there's no way this is going to work. And I plugged it in, I started using it, and it worked. It was really, really good. TiVo's problem at this point was they had a great streaming device, but nobody cared because the TiVo brand didn't have the weight that it once did. So nobody was really paying attention. Even though I tried to tell people this is a really, really great device. But some of the ideas that TiVo took and put on it was an Android-based platform. Some of the ideas that they took, eventually Google was like, hey, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Let's put that on ours. And so when they came out with the new Chromecast, they had some of the same features that TiVo did. Same thing with Fire TV, Roku TV, or Roku maybe to a lesser extent, but still, anyway, it was kind of the sad story of TiVo that they innovated, they broke open an industry, and disrupted everything. And then they tried to regain that relevance, and I thought they did a good job, only to be overtaken by the bigger names. So, yeah, I like TiVo. I just don't. I don't have any particular loyalty to the brand name. So when better devices came along to stream on, I ended up using those. But good on them. Okay, guys, let's see. This is an interesting question. I'm trying to catch up. I apologize. I know I'm skipping some comments, but I'm just really skimming through these real quick. Aaron says, "Is it wise to sideload on a device? If you're very savvy, then it's totally fine. Go for it. The only problem with it is when you sideload on something like a Fire TV or an Android TV device. If you're sideloading stuff onto it, you do open yourself up to potential viruses, malware, that sort of thing. And so, again, if you're savvy, you can avoid that sort of consequence. Or if you have security on your home network, that sort of thing can help mitigate that. So, it is one reason that I say, be careful. Don't just dive in because you heard it was cool. Just be sure you know what you're getting into. When you go into here, let's bring that back up. When you go into like the Roku, what do they call it? The streaming channel download thing, whatever. You're searching streaming channels. This is their app store, right? Whether it's Roku or Fire TV, Google TV, whatever. Their app store, they've scrubbed all of this. So they check every app that goes into their store to make sure it's not loaded with malware. So when I do those hidden gem videos every once in a while, finding channels that you might not have heard of on these devices, you can find some really obscure stuff. But all of it, if it's on the official app store, has been scrubbed to make sure that it's okay. And when you start sideloading, you're going around this. You can't do it on Roku, but you can do it on Fire TV and Android TV, etc. So you're going around this kind of official stuff so you can get some different apps, some of which are really, really cool, game emulators and that sort of thing. But you do open yourself up to stuff that is not scrubbed for its content, etc. All right, you guys, we've got some people waiting in the wings. All right. If you recall, was a two months ago, we started the process of our holiday movie dream job. We did this once in 2020, and then we did it again in 2021. And the dream job, this is something that we do on this channel fairly often here. The dream jobs, we just love to kind of get out there, interact with people, and give them something fun from Reviews.org. It's a lot of fun for us, and hopefully a lot of fun for them. So we did a dream job where people had to watch Disney Plus movies for 30 days straight. We did one where it was like you have to give up all of your technology for 48 hours or something like that. We did one with subscription boxes. So, whether it's razors or, underwear or whatever, these food subscription boxes, crafting, somebody did, they rated and reviewed 10 subscription boxes. Well, anyway, last month we did a dream job for 25 holiday movies in 25 days. And I don't know how many thousands, it was tens of thousands of people applied. And we selected a winner. The winner's name was Diego. Diego's a teacher and was really looking forward to the opportunity to do this holiday dream job with his class. And so I thought it would be a good idea to bring Diego on and talk about the experience. It's fun. I want to hear how it went. I haven't talked to Diego yet about the dream job experience. So let's bring him on here. Okay, just got to hit the right button. There he is. Hey, Diego, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, Craig?
Doing great. Nice to meet you as well. And we've got some dancers as well. Okay, so it's like cheerleaders or something in the background. The mini cheermeisters. There we go. Now we can see them. There they are. Hey guys. So, Diego, do me a favor and mute their device. Or I guess I can do that. I just muted them.
Okay.
So anyway, all right, we've got our mini cheermeisters. Hey guys, how are you? Give us a wave.
Wait.
Diego, you were tasked with watching 25 holiday movies in 25 days. What I'm curious about is what were the 3 best ones that you watched that you weren't expecting? Okay, so maybe two or three of the best ones that you watched that you hadn't seen and weren't expecting to be so good.
The three that I had not seen. Oh gosh. Miracle on 34th Street. I'd never seen it.
Classic.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I guess I was kind of reminded of the Charlie Brown Christmas. It'd been years since I had
Mm.
seen it, I think as a kid. Um, and of course it was a classic. There was one here. I can't recall. It was a cartoon where, let's see, the movie was kind of like where he left his dad behind and then he went to this place. I can't recall the name
Mm.
of it.
Well, it sounds like you guys had some fun with it.
Yeah,
Uh, so you involved your class as well, right? So did
I
they?
did. So we did have enough time before we went on the break. I gave them the list. So you gave me a suggested list. These are my notes here, and kind of highlighted the ones that they could watch with me. And so they took their list, and so I chose three of my students. So I have roughly about 38 kids that I help with reading and math throughout the day. And so some of them did see these movies. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So did they have a favorite as well? Something that they really enjoyed?
they do. They do. We were talking about that right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So I want to hear from our mini cheermeisters. So
Okay.
Diego, I'm going to mute you and unmute them.
Okay.
All right, guys. Oh, maybe not. Okay, they are. Yeah, there's something. There's a pretty severe echo. So, mini cheermeisters, I want you to walk over to Diego's computer and tell me what movie did you guys really enjoy watching from this challenge? The Grinch.
The Grinch.
Yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeers.
Say it loud. Say it loud.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeers.
Very nice.
Frosty.
Frosty. Oh my gosh, 3 classics. I watched The Grinch with my kids over this Christmas break. So yeah, we really enjoyed that one. So did you guys have a lot of fun with it?
Yes.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you had a chance to do it. So yeah, Diego, anything else you want to tell us about your experience with the dream job?
No, for me, I think that this was definitely an opportunity to just be empowered with everything going on. The opportunity to engage my students in providing a fun platform for them to read. Because the movies, we talk about the characters, we talk about the setting, the plot, what happened, and then writing about a little summary or writing your favorite part. And so this was definitely a more fun way to learn. And so I know for me, it has empowered me to keep going through this pandemic, through the challenges that we've been having here at school and the way that we teach now. So I am very grateful for that opportunity that you all gave us, and that I had, again, like I said, to bring them on board and join along. I personally was able to just have a lot of fun with my parents, my mom and dad, and we watched Home Alone. We didn't know there was 4 parts, and then a Home Sweet Alone, and so now that I have all of these streaming services, we've just been watching movies in the weekends. They come over to my house, and we just have fun, and these guys as well.
Yeah, yeah, it is a lot of fun. Isn't that the great thing about TV and movies? Often is it's kind of like food. We talk about the
Right.
kitchen. The kitchen is a meeting place, right?
Yes.
And the TV is another meeting place for us sometimes, where intergenerational bonding can go on. And yeah, that's really great. I'm glad you guys had a chance to do it. And our dream jobs that we do at Reviews.org, they predate the pandemic, of course, but that has been one of those kind of perks that we didn't see coming, was that we've done several of them since the pandemic started, and it's really nice to just inject a little bit of positivity, because it's hard, right? The last couple of years have been pretty hard, and it's been awesome for us to be able to allow people to have some fun with little projects or dream jobs like this one. So
Right. And I don't know if you realize that the impact that you made, even that day announcing it. It was such a busy day, a teacher was here, and then I shared with my other colleagues and my principal, and everybody's like, what? And I said, well, over the break during Thanksgiving, I think I was watching a movie or YouTube. I don't remember. And I saw it, and I started writing or applying for the job and writing my little summary. And everybody's like, wow. And just like you said, on that day, I never win anything. And honestly, I never win anything. And just being selected for this was yeah, it was a blessing, and it's been great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, Diego, can I let you in on a little secret? I have never won anything. So, no, that's not true. Actually, well, it's kind of true. When I was 12 years old, I won a radio contest because I knew everything about classic rock at the time. So I knew everything about classic rock, and I called in. I was caller number 10, and I answered the question, and they said, you won $1,000.
Oh wow.
And then we went off the air, and the guy was taking my information. He said, how old are you? And I said 12. And he goes, sorry. So I didn't win anything.
Wow. And $1,000 was a lot back then. Huh?
That's right. That's exactly. I mean, hey, I'd take $1,000 now. I'm
Now,
gonna turn that down.
For sure.
So anyway, yeah, it's one of those things. We wish we could pull everybody's name out of the hat, but we can't. But I'm glad it was you and your class and your family, Diego. It was fantastic to be able to give you guys a chance to do it. And the best part is that now we've had a live stream with a bunch of just wild munchkins dancing in the background the whole time. So
this is my attitude. Now, guys, do you want to say, how did you feel about this experience?
Cool.
You feel it's cool?
Yeah.
And then
Cool.
many people are watching. I don't know how many people are watching, but there's
1,000.
I don't know if it's quite 1,000, but maybe later people will watch back, like your parents, and you can show this video to your family, right? So isn't this awesome? Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, all of you, for joining in. It's a pleasure to have you join in on the stream for just a moment and talk about the experience. So, yeah, really glad you took a few minutes out of your day today. It's nice to see you.
For sure. Nice meeting you, Craig, and blessings. Take care.
Thank you, Diego. All right. Bye-bye. Oh, man. Okay. So, yeah, congrats to Diego. Like Frayden says, cute kids. Congrats to Diego for winning. Yeah, I hope that you all are aware of these dream jobs. I'm sure many of you who have been watching the channel for a while are aware of those dream jobs that we do. But yeah, they are a ton of fun. And like I said a moment ago, I wish we could pick everybody, but that's part of why we do these weekly giveaways, which I know has been a little bit weird with the holidays. Sometimes, things get weird during the holidays, but yeah, it's great to do these weekly giveaways so that we can get more and more winners. And yeah, it's fun. All right. So let's see. What else are we doing for today's live stream? I'll tell you what, we'll finish up today's live stream with any other Q&A that you guys want to do. But otherwise, we're going to call this one a little bit short today. Instead of going an hour, we'll probably go for another 5 or 10 minutes if you guys have anything else that you want to go over. As far as it could be streaming news, it could be the CES coverage that we had recently, anything you like. All right, so let's see what else you guys have said. Now, like I said, I know I missed a few comments. So if you asked a question or you made a comment and you think I missed it, then please go ahead, make it again, and I will see if I can spot it this time. I wish, okay, this is great. I wish Samsung would make a simple remote and include it with TV purchase. That remote ruins it for me. This is so true of so many cable and satellite remotes. Where's my, oh, you know what? It's in the house. My favorite one is probably the new Chromecast, the Google TV remote. It's so sparse. It's so simple. The Roku remote would be that way if they didn't have these buttons down here. I feel like those kind of ruin it a little bit, but it's like, what else do you need? That's all you need. You've got your volume, your power, your mute, and and everything else. That's all you need. But they have so many freaking buttons on those remotes, and I'm sure they all do something. I just don't care. I never use them. So yeah, I wish they would do that too. It's a good one. How do I rename Roku Media Player to USB player? I don't know if you can. Let's let's pull up our Roku. So do I have my media player? Oh, no, I'm in the wrong. Let's go to home. Where's my Roku media player? I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Okay, so let's see. If I hit my star key, this is all I can do with that channel. So I can't rename this one. Once you go into it, you'll be able to see, any I don't have anything plugged in. I don't have anything in there. So we're not going to see anything in there. So you can't rename that channel. You can rename your, let's see, is it a home screen? No. Let's go to system. No. Is it not in here somewhere? You guys, I just made a video on this week, and now I can't remember where to find everything. Maybe it is in home screen somewhere. Feature free. No, it's not. You can rename your inputs, right? It's got to be in system. Is it? Display, USB media. Okay, you know what? You're going to have to go watch my video. I'm going to have to go watch my video to remember what I said about it. You can rename on a Roku. Oh, that's duh. Okay, because this is my Roku Ultra, not the Roku TV. So I don't have different inputs on this. So yeah, you can rename the inputs, but not the apps. So does that make sense? Boy, I was real confused there for a second. It's real fun, by the way, to have a Roku Ultra plugged into your Roku TV and try to, not pick up the wrong remote. Let's see. Roy Jones loves HBO Max showing movies at the same time as theaters. I have enjoyed it as well. Don't count on it lasting. The HBO Max, was it the president of HBO Max or somebody got pushed out basically because it was like, yeah, you lost us a whole lot of money with that, which it was great for us, but it wasn't so great for AT&T. Let's see. Space Ghost says, I like the Roku channel better than Pluto. It has better picture and sound quality, in my opinion. All right. Fair enough. The Roku channel really does kill it. Because it's branded, I think because it's branded the way it is, I think people kind of discount it sometimes. It's just it's a corporate push for this or that, or whatever, but they all are. Pluto is owned by, who owns CBS, whatever, that same company. So, they're all corporate pushes for this or that or the other. But for some reason, the Roku channel seems to get more hate than the others for that reason. But yeah, they do a great job. I think the Roku channel is fantastic. My recommendation for live TV streaming right now from Alex. My recommendation for live TV streaming. Oh gosh, I assume you're talking about cable replacements. If it's about free cable replacements, then the ones we just talked about, Pluto and the Roku channel, are two of the best, if not the best. So those are probably the ones I would recommend. If you are talking about a paid service, YouTube TV. I know there's always, things are always bouncing around. We lost this channel, we gained that channel, we raised this price. There's always something going on. But generally speaking, I love YouTube TV for its DVR. I think it's got the best DVR, and most of what I use these services for is sports, and so it pays to have a really good DVR. So yeah, that's probably my recommendation. But Hulu and Fubo are both really great as well. So your flavor, I guess. Here, let's get rid of that for a moment. Okay. My opinion of HBO Max, love it. I love it. I think they've done a good job with it. There are things, quibbles that I have with it, things I think they could do a little better. But for the most part, yeah, well done. Okay. This has been my thing for a while. Michael says, when ESPN goes direct to consumer, the traditional cable model will really fall apart. Yeah, they are the keystone holding up the arch that is traditional TV. That is 100% accurate as far as I'm concerned. Yes. So, what's the news Roku feature? The new Roku feature. So we were talking about that earlier in the stream. I can pull it back up here. If you hit your home button, it comes up here. If you come down to live TV, it has pulled all of your live TV resources into one place. They call it the live TV zone. So we'll just go through this one more time real quick. even though I did this kind of at the very beginning of the stream. So I know a lot of people missed it. But this one, the live TV channel guide, this is your Roku TV, or sorry, Roku channel live TV channels. Okay, that was a mouthful. But yeah, so you can go straight there. You can also go to individual stations or channels, whatever, streaming channels. So ABC, NBC, Fox, whatever. Newsy, this is the recently watched. Yeah, because they do exist, but they also exist in that channel surfing format. Anyway, so yeah, you can come down here and it'll pull together. Oh, where was it? Yeah, cable alternatives. So this is where you'll find some other cable alternatives that you have potential access to. I would strongly advise that you not subscribe to all these, but if you do have one that you subscribe to, you can find it quickly there. Yeah, anyway, that's about all it is. It's going to pull together some free and paid stuff for you to see all in one zone. So what is it? That's what it is. Yeah, hope that answers that question. Okay, so Ken, this was a question I had at the very beginning of the stream. What is going on with the Samsung Live TV? Because I don't have a Samsung TV and I don't have any Samsung products, and so I'm not familiar with this. Let's see, integrated with TV Plus and has locals in one guide. So that sounds pretty fantastic. So I'm assuming that they run a similar live TV service to something like Pluto or the Roku channel, where they're pulling in some of these kind of cheaper channels to run. And if they can pull the locals in, like if you have an antenna on your TV, sounds like a pretty good deal. Okay. Greg really wanted to know, what is the dream job about? What is the dream job that you're talking about? So, Greg, I apologize. I didn't see this earlier to answer it. But the dream job, this is something we do every few months here at Reviews.org. So if you are subscribed to the channel and you pay attention to the videos that we release, I'll do a dream job announcement. And it could be a dream job for anything. This one was watch 25 holiday movies in 25 days and get $2,500. We do ones where it's subscription boxes, or we did Disney Plus. I'm forgetting a few that we've done, but yeah, they're lots of fun. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and hopefully you can win one of those one day. That'd be great. Okay. Viacom is who I was trying to think of. Thank you, Frayden. Gee, many Christmas. The problem is once you start to get to know an industry well enough, there's just too many names. There's too many things floating through my head. The information just starts passing right through in one ear and out the other. For live TV service, Stir is good too. I tried Stir, and it's just not. It was fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Stir. They just didn't do anything better than, say, Pluto, for instance, or the Roku channel. So yeah, Stir is good, but yeah, and if you like their aesthetic a little better, or their menu options a little better, whatever. But yeah, for my money, I'd probably take Pluto or Roku. Interesting. All right. Frayden says, sneaky prediction. I think the Tragedy of Macbeth on Apple TV is going to do really well for them with Denzel Washington in it. My wife is so excited for this movie. She's not like a Shakespeare person or something, as far as I know. I've been married to her for 13 years, and I don't think she's much of a Shakespeare person, but she's so excited for this that she went and watched the, was it 1948 version of Macbeth? And so, no, she watched Hamlet and then now she's moving on to Macbeth, and she's kind of like getting ready for this premiere. And so, yeah, I think Denzel Washington must be a huge draw. So you could be right. I think Apple TV, for reasons that I don't understand and I really, really understand. I think people are very resistant to Apple TV Plus. And I get it, because I am no fan of Apple as a company. They make great products. I'm if you're using an iPhone, good on you. That's great. I don't much care for them as a company, and I don't like their ecosystem very much. And so, I get why somebody might say, well, I'm not going to watch Apple TV Plus. But once I started, I am I'm a straight up Apple TV Plus addict now. I love the stuff they put out. I rewatch a lot of their stuff, not just Ted Lasso, but I'm doing a rewatch of Mythic Quest right now, and some of their other shows were fabulous. So yeah, you could be right, but I wonder if anything that goes to Apple TV Plus is destined not to be a huge hit if it's not Ted Lasso. I don't know. Philip Forrest wants to know what my feet look like. I'm good. The internet. Okay. Let's see. I'm a beginner at this whole cord cutting thing, but I do have a Roku TV. Hey, well, you know what? If you go to our channel, so you click on the little icon there. What site is it on? I'm not on YouTube right now, so I can't really see it, but it's click on the name, Reviews.org. It'll take you to our channel. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do it this way. Okay. Oh, can we just pull up YouTube, please? All right. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to reviews.org, my channel. All right. There we go. All right. So click on that button. It'll take you here. And this is, wrong screen, right screen. All right. This is where it takes you. You probably won't see that stuff. Don't worry about that. Okay. So this is us right now. And then you can scroll down, you see recent uploads, popular uploads. And if you keep coming down, you'll see us organized by contributor. And so right here, Craig is always right. Buy your mug today. Craig is always right. Streaming and cord cutting reviews and guides. You can kind of scroll through this, and I have a lot of stuff for like tips for beginners. So something like, well, this isn't going to work for you because you're not on Apple TV, but let's see if I keep going. Let's see, top 10 free Roku channels. Yeah, this would be a great one. You can go, let's see, do we have, yeah, we've got some other playlists. And I know I've done a streaming 101 or whatever we call it. Cord cutting 101. Oh, we need to add some more videos in there. But yeah, come to cord cutting 101 if you're just getting started on that stuff, and you can watch some of those basics videos. Would highly recommend it. All right. Okay. Matt Shaughnessy says Denzel's by far my favorite actor, hands down. Hey, I have no argument for that. There you go. Deeply embedded into the Apple ecosystem. Yeah, that's once you're in there, I'm sure it's great. I just don't have I don't have the money to deeply embed myself. Like and subscribe. I don't have the money to deeply embed myself in the Apple ecosystem because it seems like, as a general proposition, their products are they like to think of them as luxury products, and so they charge a little bit extra for everything. But they do work great. Their products work great. I just don't want to enmesh myself in an ecosystem where I'm going to have to always pay 20 to 50% more for everything. Did you guys see Apple? There we go. Did you see this one? This is fantastic. I originally found this. I think it was on a different site, but okay. Here's a good one for you. Apple's $19 polishing cloth is back in stock and ready to ship. Inexplicably, this was a massive product that Apple sold for $19. Oh, get rid of this stuff. And it was just like a cleaning cloth, and I'm sure it worked great, but it's a cleaning cloth, and it was $19, and it just cracked me up. And people are so excited that it's back. So whatever. Okay. Oh, George is trying to make a move on my Craig is always right brand. Well, that's okay. I stole it from somebody else. I stole it from Sunny Bunch. Okay. I cut out cable, says Matt, 7 years ago. We'll never go back. Yeah, that's about the same time frame for me. So let's see. Hey, Craig, just recently switched from Apple. Oh, gosh, we went for another 20 minutes. We better wrap it up soon. Just recently switched from Apple TV back to my Fire TV Stick Max, and I have Hulu Plus Live TV. Should prefer YouTube TV or Hulu. Can't stand the Hulu interface. it's a common complaint going back years that Hulu's interface is terrible. They've revamped it, but they always seem to want to, they're trying to make it different. We can't have it look like Netflix or look like now HBO Max or Prime Video or whatever. It's got to be different. But all that does is it makes it so that if you're not constantly using Hulu, if you don't use it on a daily basis, you log in there and you're like, what the heck is this? And it can be very frustrating. I'm with you on that. So for my money, I prefer YouTube TV over Hulu, kind of on its own. I will say I love that Hulu has more value. Like Hulu with live TV has a little more value in my mind because it comes with Hulu. And now it comes with Disney Plus. And yeah, the price got raised, but it comes with Disney Plus and it comes with all these things. And so you get a little more value out of it content wise, but the DVR is better on YouTube TV and it's easier to navigate. So yeah, I'm kind of with you. Let's see. That cloth better give me a daily massage for that price. I have some jokes, but yeah, this is a family show. So, all right. George is a news junkie, so watches lots of live news. Yeah. I talk about this every once in a while on when I do top 10 channels, Roku channels, Apple TV channels, whatever apps. There are so many cool places to get like easy access to live news. So last year, I remember the last time I was kind of like glued to my TV news wise was last year on January 6th. I'm sure you all recall that date. But my wife was texting me. She's like, do you see what's going on? We don't subscribe to cable or anything like that. So it's like, how am I going to figure it out? Or how am I going to find out what's going on? I just log into YouTube. And they've got a live TV or like a live news section on there. And so I just watched it on YouTube, or you can go on Pluto, or you can go on the Roku channel, or you can whatever. There's so many options now. It's fantastic. So yeah, no, this is not something that we do at Reviews.org. We're not discussing politics under any circumstances. So on that note, it's just, isn't it refreshing to have a place to go where you don't have to worry about that crap? I like to create those spaces whenever possible. So yeah, we're not going to talk politics under any circumstances. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining in. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Before you go, let me just remind you one more time to hop on over to reviews.org/giveaways. The link is in the description on both YouTube and Facebook. So pop on over there. We are extending this one because the site broke a little bit this week. We weren't able, not everybody was able to get their name in the hat. We're extending that another week. And so next week I'll announce a winner for this week's giveaway. So there's no obligation. There's nothing you have to do other than put in your name and email address and you're entered to win. I don't think we ask for a phone number. We don't, gosh, I got to go back over and remember, but yeah, it's super, super easy. So go check it out. And thank you for watching today and for participating in the Q&A. Really appreciate all you guys participating. It's great to see you. And thank you to Diego and his little students who joined us earlier and talked about their experience with the dream job. It was really, really great to see them as well. So yeah, we will be back next Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I will see you all